It's basically showing you guys how you can utilize a barbell and a dumbbell in the exact same way and like hit the same muscles, but different movements. And so it like kind of works differently, and just two different styles of lifting, but both are very effective and awesome. And yeah, versatile training, try it. So all the movements are, you can do them with either the barbell or the dumbbell. They're just gonna hit it a different way. If you've never done the barbell movement before, or you've never done the dumbbell movement before, make sure you guys like check your form, make sure everything's good. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the workout.
Always at your doorway when it's dark outside. No, I shouldn't be, I'm only yours part-time. You're risking a lot on me, finding love's like the lottery. Trying to win but it's haunting me. All my feelings fading, but for you they're going crazy. Try to walk away but end up closer to you, baby. Closer to you.
Is trying to teach me how to CrossFit. We'll see how this goes. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that little CrossFit session slash bodybuilder versus weightlifter workout. We basically just wanted to show the same motions side by side using dumbbells versus a barbell. So yeah, I just thought it was a cool thing to kind of show, and it's not even bodybuilder versus weightlifter, kind of like scrap that. It's more just barbell versus dumbbell, like what can you do differently with the two different tools. And it's really cool how you can like hit the same muscle group but get a different pull or just feel things differently, and it's cool. I like it a lot. So the rest of this video I am so excited for. My friend Katie actually gave me this idea. She was like, you should do a video on diet hacks, like ways to eat less calories, because a lot of people don't realize that everything they're eating, there's probably a better option for it, and they don't realize that they even exist. Like, until you actually go around your grocery store and like look at the ingredients and the macros on everything, you start to find little switches for things, and it can help your diet improve overall just like tremendously. So these are going to be some foods that I have found over the past few years to be really big diet hacks, and not even just diet hacks, but just help you consume less calories. I like eating more voluminous foods, and what that basically means is that I'm a very hungry person, and especially when you are dieting or if you are in a caloric deficit, you want to have more, like physically have more food, even if more food means less calories, because it makes you feel fuller and you're not consuming as many calories. So things like salads and just like light popcorn instead of chips. Like there's just so many different things that you can do. So I'm basically going to go through some of my favorite brands, so you actually can see the brand that I buy, and you can look for it at your local grocery store. And disclaimer before I even start this video, I do want to say that obviously lower calorie foods, one, probably might not taste as good most of the time, and most of the ones I'm going to show you, I personally like, your palate adjusts to healthier foods and they taste better, but I genuinely do like eating healthier, and how it makes you feel is honestly what matters the most to me personally. Obviously there's exceptions. I do like eating my full real ice cream over Halo Top sometimes, but the key there is sometimes making those things in moderation. So I'm not saying you need to choose these foods all the time, but they're good little fixes and little switches if you are trying to be in a caloric deficit or just trying to consume a little bit less calories. Another disclaimer that I want to make is that some of these foods are fat-free or sugar-free or whatever free, and I know a lot of people's argument is that it's actually better for you to have like real sugar over fake artificial sugars, and that's kind of just like a personal preference. Like, I'm not here to have the artificial sugar argument with you. This is just me showing you lower calorie options, talking about calories only, not focusing on artificial sugars versus real sugars. That is up to you. You can make that decision. You can do your own research. I'm not even going to touch on it right now. This is just me showing you different options. So if you are concerned about like what they're putting into it to make it lower calories, then definitely look into that. But I'm just here to share that with you. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about are wraps. So tortilla wraps, they can normally range around 200 to 300 calories per wrap. My favorite ones that I've been using, and they're only 50 calories per wrap. They're super low carb, they have a low fat content, and even a few grams of protein, are Extreme Wellness tortillas. They look like this. They are absolutely amazing. They're soft. They're not, because a lot of times gluten-free or low carb tortillas can be very dry and just not tasty. These are delicious. They're like squishy and just amazing. They cook well. They get crispy if you want to make like a crunch wrap type thing out of it. I love these wraps so much, and they're a really good just quick fix. If you're normally using big tortillas with all these calories, you can just do this, and you can have 2 of them or 4 of them for you could literally make 4 like tacos per se for the price of, for the calories of what you would normally be eating in one. The next thing is bagel thins or low calorie bread. So bagel thins look like this and low calorie bread looks like this. And these are the 2 brands I like to buy if I am looking at buying bread or bagels. Bagels have a lot of calories, guys, and a lot of carbs. And yes, while they're absolutely amazing and you should eat them occasionally on the daily basis, I would suggest to maybe try and switch to these because they do have a lot less carbs, a lot less calories. They're perfect for putting like sandwiches on, breakfast sandwiches, even just some cream cheese or whatever you want. But it's a really, really good switch. And the low calorie bread, eat it with a grain of salt. It is definitely not as good as regular bread, but if you are really craving like a lot of bread and you need a lower calorie option, it's something that you can try. I'm just warning you, it is not as good as regular bread. One of my favorite foods of all time that I eat, no matter if I'm dieting or not, is yogurt. And a lot of people don't realize how many carbs, how much sugar, how just many calories is in yogurt. So you have to be careful when you're in the grocery store and you're shopping for these things. So my favorite brand that I buy that is low calorie, high in protein, low in carbs, and does not have a high sugar content is Carb Master yogurts, and they look like this. And they're amazing and I love them. I love blueberry muffin, strawberry banana, and white raspberry macadamia, something like that. It's delicious. I love it so much. And then another yogurt that I really enjoy is the Light and Fit Greek yogurt. It's only 80 calories and it has a lot of protein, not too much sugar, and they're not too expensive either, which is obviously really helpful. Something so simple that people don't think about is dips and sauces and like condiments in general. So your low calorie condiments are going to be things like mustard, and that's about it. Oh, obviously, and ketchup. So mustard and ketchup are both low calorie, but if you want to even take it a further level, ketchup is normally around 20 calories per tablespoon, and us Americans love ketchup a lot, and you normally are consuming more around like 4 tablespoons, so it can add up. So they actually have a reduced sugar ketchup, and it's only 5 calories and 1 carb per serving, so I typically buy that. I don't think it tastes any different. In fact, I actually like it better. And yeah, so that's just a little fix right there. Anything like light mayonnaise or light dressings, always try and opt for those because they're just less calories, they're better for you. and a lot of people use way more than the serving size that is on the back of the bottle. One of my favorite brands for sauces is Bolthouse Farms. They look like this, and they're absolutely incredible. They taste amazing. I really, really love the honey mustard one and the creamy roasted garlic, and then also the blue cheese one is really, really good if you're a blue cheese fan. So this is something that a lot of people don't really know has a lot of calories, and when you actually look at it, you're like, holy moly, this has a lot of calories. Milk, like a glass of milk has like 150 to upward 200 calories because you don't normally just drink 8 ounces, you're drinking like a big glass of milk. So that being said, while there are amazing things in milk, whatever, I typically opt for almond milk or cashew milk or coconut milk. I'm allergic to soy personally, but that's another option if you're looking at that. I like to get the unsweetened version, unsweetened vanilla. Almond milk is my jam. I love it so much. It's only 30 calories. It's better for you because I just think that dairy kind of, even if you're not lactose intolerant, just affects the body in a weird way. So I personally love almond milk, coconut milk, that kind of stuff, and it can literally save you so many calories, especially if you're drinking maybe a glass in the morning or drinking it with cereal or putting it in your protein shakes. You can save hundreds and hundreds of calories just by making that simple fix. And if you just hate almond milk and hate all those substitutes, at least try and get skim milk, because then you can cut out some fat and cut out some calories there. One of my other favorite switches, and these are new to the market and I'm starting to see more and more brands everywhere, is low calorie ice cream. So all my people out there with a sweet tooth can still eat ice cream and do it for not too many calories. So my favorite brands, and I'm not gonna say a single one because I don't know, everybody's like, oh, this tastes better, this tastes better. I honestly think they all kind of taste the same, but they're good. They're obviously not as good as regular ice cream, but they do the trick. So things like Enlightened or Halo Top. There's a new one that just came out called Sweet Habit, and it's actually 2 pints in one, and it's the same price, and it's delicious. And then there's also a gelato one that I'm about to do a review of in my next video. So really, really good, and an amazing switch if you are a big ice cream lover or just even have a big sweet tooth. You can just keep that in your fridge, have a bite here or there, and it's so many less calories than regular ice cream. The last one I'm going to touch on because it's been like a lifesaver for me recently. I've been like craving pasta recently, like literally craving pasta, and just the way my diet is set up, I would rather put my carbs towards things like popcorn and granola and cereal than pasta for dinner. So what I have been doing to replace that is there's 2 different options. I've been doing spaghetti squash noodles. So spaghetti squash is basically a squash that you cut in half, and you've seen me cook it before if you've watched my full day of eatings, and you basically cook it face down, and then after it's cooked you scrape it out and it comes out like a noodle, and it's literally like 30 calories and it's absolutely incredible. It's amazing. Another one is tofu noodles. So they're like basically just made out of soy, like it's just soy noodles, and they're like 10 calories for an entire pack. So I can just like heat that up, put some marinara sauce and chicken with it, and it's like so good, and the noodles only cost me like 20 calories. So it's a hella good trick if you are in a deficit and looking for that kind of pasta feel but don't have the carbs to eat real pasta. Another good one for talking about carbs is cauliflower rice. So if you are looking for a lower calorie, lower carb option for rice, there is now cauliflower rice, and they actually sell it now in bags, and I'm pretty sure they sell it in like the frozen section too, where you can just put it in the microwave and like steam it. It's so good, guys. Like it actually is really good if you cook it right. I don't know how to cook it right. The cauliflower rice I like and enjoy, I get from Built, which is the meal prep company I use. So I should probably ask them how they cook it, but I highly doubt they'll tell me because gotta keep those recipes secret. So those are the little switches you guys can make to keep your diet a little bit lower calorie and just a little bit healthier if you are trying to eat more voluminous and just trying to eat healthier and reduce your calorie consumption heading into summer, because bikini season's coming up, so gotta get our shit together with Gabby. Alright guys, that is going to be the end of the video. If you have any questions or if you have any suggestions of lower calorie options that you have discovered in your grocery store. I'm personally from the East Coast, so I'm living in Kentucky right now, so I typically am shopping at a Kroger, so I know a lot of you may not have the same options I do if you're shopping at like a Publix or a a Ralph's or whatever, please comment below, help me out, help out the people watching this video, because the brands that I showed you may not be the same brands that you have at your grocery store, but I bet you can probably find something similar, because everyone nowadays is making lower calorie options, higher protein foods. It's like, it's all a marketing thing. It's like the fad right now is everything's low fat or fat free or sugar free or low calorie. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I love you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one.